we've struggled making 3rd and 1s. And, that was the game. 3rd and 1 was the whole game. You can talk as much as you want about, New Orleans going down the field in such a short period of time and scoring a couple times. If it's 3rd and 1, the game is over. You make 3rd and 1s, and that's really what this game is all about.
Right.
Get the ball in the end zone and make 3rd and 1s. And if you can't do that, these are the kind of games that just tear your heart out.
Well, here's the thing. I don't know how often Jay or Joe listens, but I mean, we've been pretty supportive of Jay. I think what he's done this year with the injuries, with the lack of production at receiver and with running back, and to have Kirk to have the kind of year that he's having with all of these issues, really shows what a great offensive mind Jay is. But I do question sometimes in like these 3rd and short situations. Listen, it's the NFL. You should get a yard, but we can't pound it out. We're not a great running team. Why do we? It seems like at critical moments we just insist on getting that big, heavy jumbo package in there and trying to get that yard when everyone in the stadium knows we're going to do that. Why not call something different there? That's got to be a question Jay asks himself sometimes. But, normally you line up in a formation with, the 3 tight ends in the game, 2 running backs. You figure, you're going to have to knock them off the ball. The only thing that went through my mind was, Trent Williams has a bad knee. Brandon Sheriff has a bad knee. Roulier has a bad shoulder. I mean, we don't have one of those offensive lines where you got 5 guys healthy. 5 guys that have, just been able to play the year that way. And it was the 3rd and 1 just, it was like, oh my gosh. And you could just feel it. Right.
Once we didn't convert the 3rd and 1, it's like, man, we've seen this act before. And unfortunately, it doesn't go well for us in that way. But, I agree with you 100%. I mean, you have 3 defensive linemen out. You've got 5 offensive linemen hurt. We just lost Sean Laval for the rest of the year. Trent Murphy hasn't been able to dress. We're out of nickels. We lost, Dunbar was inactive. Nicholson gets hurt. So you have to play linebackers instead of nickel backers in the 2-minute drill, which, when Ryan Kerrigan is out in coverage, there's a lot of people missing on the defensive side of the ball. It's just not his strength.
Right.
So, different things happened in that game that just, you say, gosh, we're just so beat up in so many areas.
No, I agree with you 100%. And, we had John Keim on yesterday, and John's always so excellent in kind of breaking down the game. And, his point was you could probably see Jay on the sideline going, okay, well, we just had a 1st down run with Samaje that went well, 2nd down run that went well. But it wasn't because they were winning at the line of scrimmage. It was because Samaje was making great cuts and creating something sort of out of nothing. Yeah.
And then you bring in the extra linebacker, and they're going to come with pressure. I mean, we don't have anybody to scare anybody. We don't have a wide receiver that says if we split him out. Now, Josh Doxson's come on and done a really nice job and sort of growing into the position, but we're very limited at the wide receiver position.
Right.
I mean, we don't really have somebody that lines up and says, okay, go get it. Deshaun had just tremendous speed, and you had to expect it because he could get on top. And that's the other thing. See, nobody likes to concede the fact that it takes time to develop relationships. Like, for example, we've seen Kirk overthrow Josh on 2 or 3 instances through the course of the year. It's just an unfamiliar position for him to be in because he hasn't quite adjusted to the speed that Josh has. It's different.
Right.
Every receiver is different. Ryan Grant is different. Terrell is different. And it takes a little bit of time. But you're right. I mean, the job that Kirk has done, the shots he took in that game, I mean, the resiliency he has had, the accuracy throws with, the toughness hanging in the pocket. I mean, he's right now in this particular year, he's a top 5, top 6 quarterback.
He's playing great.
He really is.
Yeah, I love the way he's playing. Joe, can I ask you this? As a guy that played in the league, when you play that quarterback position, how difficult is that quarterback sneak? We saw Kirk do that, where he just leans forward. We saw him do that the week before. It looked really awkward, right? We barely got in there. Maybe that's one reason why Jay didn't call it this week. I don't know. Kind of tell us what you're looking for when you're at the line of scrimmage. When they call a play like that, how difficult is it to get that half yard or yard when you're the quarterback?
Well, again, I refer to the Seattle Seahawks last night. They couldn't score from the 1-inch line.
Right.
And it's hard as a quarterback because, first of all, the center has to get you the ball. Nobody talks about the importance of actually playing with the football. So the center has to get you the ball. In the meantime, he's raising his arm. Somebody's blowing him back, and you have to look for a little crease somewhere, just a little bit of a crease, and then you try and get low enough so that you can get the ball to the yard marker you need to get the first down. So, I mean, and I used to veto. I mean, I ran, I think, one quarterback sneak against the Buffalo Bills, and I lost a yard. And I think Joe decided that it's not really a good decision for me to be the ball carrier. But, you know, we don't have – you don't have a John Riggins. You don't have those hammers. But, you know, fortunately, I had 5 guys up front that were just unbelievable. We have great players when they're healthy. And we're running – the offensive line runs at about 90% because of health.